Get ready for cargo shots from the Strat Times, presented by Hactl. Here's a weekly roundup of the latest air freight and logistics news.
Who is the first carrier of 2025 to partner with Hactl? CMA CGM is investing $1 billion in the US to bolster its air cargo operations. And what is SF Airlines' new destination in India? Stay tuned with us as we discuss the top interesting stories of this week from the world of air cargo. I am Nikita Sebastian and you are watching Cargo Shots presented by Hactl. Cathay Pacific posts 8% increase in cargo revenue in 2024. Cathay Pacific reported an 8% increase in cargo revenue at 24 billion Hong Kong dollars in 2024, supported by higher freight rates and stable demand. The airline transported 1.53 million tons of cargo, up 10.9% year-on-year. Available freight ton kilometers rose 8.6%, while revenue freight ton kilometers increased 5%. Strong e-commerce demand from the Chinese mainland to the Americas and robust shipments of perishables and pharmaceuticals from Europe drove growth. The automotive and technology sectors also contributed to increased volumes. Cathay Pacific's profit rose slightly to 9.89 billion Hong Kong dollars, with group revenue up 10.5% to around 104 billion Hong Kong dollars. The company has 6 Airbus A350Fs on order and currently owns 6 Boeing 747-400 ERFs and 11 Boeing 747-8Fs, with 3 additional Boeing 747-8Fs under lease. This totals 20 operational freighters, including asset transfers. Air Hong Kong, a wholly owned subsidiary of Cathay Pacific Airways, operates a fleet of 15 leased aircraft, consisting of A300Fs and A330Fs without asset transfers. The airline appointed Zeal Global Corporation as its general sales agent in India to strengthen operations in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, including Ahmedabad, Jaipur, and Lucknow. The partnership aims to enhance cargo connectivity and improve logistics efficiency. Cathay plans to expand its cargo fleet to support future growth aligned with Hong Kong's 3-runway system. Hungary Airlines partners with Hactl for Hong Kong cargo operations. Hong Kong Air Cargo Terminals has signed its first carrier of 2025, securing a contract with Hungary Airlines. The airline has launched scheduled services between its Budapest hub and Hong Kong using a 62-ton capacity A330F aircraft. Hactl will provide a one-stop shop service covering cargo terminal operations, aircraft loading and unloading, and documentation. Budapest is emerging as a key e-commerce hub for Eastern Europe. Hungary Airlines plans to expand services to the USA and the Middle East as more aircraft are added to its fleet. Hactl's Chief Executive Officer Wilson Kwong welcomed Hungary Airlines, highlighting the partnership's potential to strengthen e-commerce ties between Greater China and the EU. CMA CGM to invest $1 billion in US air cargo operations. CMA CGM Group plans to invest $1 billion in US air cargo as part of a $20 billion investment over 4 years. Anchored by a new hub in Chicago, the group will deploy 5 new Boeing 777 freighters operated by American pilots to strengthen US trade and connectivity. CMA CGM Air Cargo launched its first commercial flight between Hong Kong and Chicago on August 25, 2024, using a B777-200F operated by Atlas Air, with a technical stop in Anchorage. 2 more B777-200Fs are scheduled for delivery in 2025, increasing trans-Pacific frequency to 7 flights per week. CMA CGM also has an order for 8 A350 freighters, each with a payload of 104 tons, with deliveries set for 2027 and beyond. Rodolphe Saad, chairman and CEO of CMA CGM Group, said the $20 billion investment will strengthen the group's US maritime and logistics capabilities over the next 4 years. The plan includes growing the US-flagged fleet, expanding container port capacity on both coasts, developing advanced warehousing, and establishing a major air cargo hub in Chicago, creating 10,000 new jobs and reinforcing ties with American customers and authorities. He made this announcement at the White House before US President Donald Trump signed the executive orders on 6 March 2025. DHL reports €84.2 billion revenue in 2024 despite challenges. DHL reported a 3% increase in revenue at around €84 billion for 2024, with around €62 billion from international revenue. Operating profit fell 7% to around €6 billion but remained above pre-pandemic levels. Revenue grew 6.5% to around €23 billion in Q4, with EBIT rising 12.9% to around €2 billion. Express revenue rose 1.2% to around €25 billion, with a focus on higher value B2B shipments, particularly on trans-Pacific routes. Supply chain revenue increased 4.3% to around €18 billion, supported by new business and contract renewals. E-commerce revenue grew 10.2% to €7 billion despite a 3% EBIT decline. DHL expects an operating result of over €6 billion and a free cash flow of around €3 billion in 2025. The group has also increased its share buyback program by €2 billion to €6 billion, extended until 2026. SF Airlines launches Bengaluru service with B767-300F. Chinese cargo carrier SF Airlines has launched a new service to Kempegowda International Airport in Bengaluru. The airline has introduced a weekly service using its Boeing 767-300 freighter, operating every Thursday between China's Izhao International Airport and Kempegowda International Airport, Bengaluru. SF Airlines has partnered with Worldwide Flight Services for ground and cargo handling at the Bengaluru airport. The new route is expected to provide an annual air cargo transport capacity of over 5,000 tons. In addition to Bengaluru, SF Airlines also flies to Delhi, Mumbai and Chennai. The airline recently introduced a new route between Urumqi, China and Islamabad, Pakistan, expanding its network that already includes Lahore and Karachi. SF Airlines currently operates a fleet of 88 aircraft. Thank you for joining us on this week's Cargo Shots. Stay updated by hitting the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and visiting www.stattimes.com for daily news updates. We will be back next week with a new episode of Cargo Shots featuring more interesting stories.
You've been watching Cargo Shots from the Strat Times, presented by Hactl. See you next week with more updates from the air cargo and logistics industry.